Well, look, bro, I'm actually super excited to talk about this, bro, because I've had multiple videos. I had multiple videos where I've told people Nike and Jordan, they're not him anymore. They not big bro anymore. You feel me? It's a new age coming up, and the OGs, they on the back burner right now, bro. But a lot of the OGs on the internet had to come at a young handsome black man. You feel me? And look, I'm gonna tell it all in this video right now because the numbers don't lie. And there's actually a lot of things that basically equate to Nike's downfall, bro. And they're trying to revamp it for 2025. I know the elephant's there, right? There's so many shoes coming out in 2025. And we're gonna briefly talk about that, but also I'm gonna make a whole separate video for 2025 because 2025 is just crazy. But as of recently, Nike's just had their earnings call. And if you're not really familiar with what an earning call is, basically any business that is public, so basically that you can trade their stock, they have to report their earnings. So they have to report the numbers, and then they have to report performance, like what they're struggling with, what are they focusing on in the near future. So basically investors know what they're getting into when they're going into the stock. And bro, that earnings call was terrible. And like I said, bro, numbers don't lie because their stock is trash. Their stock has been plummeting for like past weeks, if not months, right? They're at a low of 74, and they, like, for Nike to have such a dominant run, they shouldn't be at $74, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why their stock is at $74, because there's actually a handful of reasons. And most of it is because Nike is shooting themselves in the foot. Bro, they're doing all this BS that they shouldn't have done, and they waited too late. But we're going to break it down for you. It's not going to be a rant. Oh, no, buddy. These are facts. And before I get further in the video, bro, if y'all see my collection, I have maybe a handful of videos where you can see a full collection in the cases. I'm a Nike Jordan guy. I'm from Chicago, bro. That's all. My dad, bro, the only thing he wears is Air Forces, mid-top Air Forces, low-top Air Forces, boots, and like Jordan 10s, bro. So that's what I grew up on, and I still love Nikes and Jordans to this day. Now, have I slowed down on purchasing them? 100%. But will I stop buying them? No. So don't even try and call me a hater. Like I said, I'm just spitting the facts. So without further ado, let's get into it. And also, just to put in perspective of how low Nike is right now, their stock is at $74. Last time I checked, it might be lower at this point, honestly, because it's just been taking. Hoka, you know, Hoka, the brand of real cushion, the big sole that like old people wear, even though it's kind of mainstream now, bro, their stock is at 400. So, bro, Nike in that toilet water, boy. Nike in that toilet water. So, the first reason why they in that toilet water is because a couple years ago, Nike decided to have a plan where they wanted to focus on direct to customer. Now, if you don't know what direct to customer is basically them cutting out the middleman. So in Nike's head, they said, hey, actually, we're the best in the game. Everybody knows us, and we don't need to be selling our products at these other stores, Foot Locker, Champs, DTLR, etc. So what they planned on doing was cutting the stock that they send to Foot Locker, that they send to all these other retailers, and mainly focus it and just keep that stock in-house. So sneakers or a Nike store. Now, the bad thing about this, right, is there are for the mass majority of people go to Foot Locker, go to Champs, go to the malls to get their shoes, to get their Nikes, to get their Jordans. A lot of places don't even have a Nike store outside of like outlet, and outlets don't count because they're not really getting releases, right? So you mean to tell me, and respectfully so, right? Nike is a huge name. It's not like nobody knows it, but you're cutting out a big chunk. They got too greedy, right? They got too greedy, they got too cocky, and their ego got to them. They said, we don't need anybody else. We're too good. We know our products are gonna sell so much that if they want it so bad, they gonna have to come and find us. They gonna have to get it on sneakers. Well, the thing is, and this literally just happened, bro. I was trying to buy, it was with another shoe. But I was trying to buy one shoe, right, on sneakers. General release, I knew it wasn't gonna sell out, and I couldn't get it on sneakers. Now, obviously, I could have just went to the store and got it because, like I said, it wasn't going to sell out. It's probably still sitting to this day, but it was just more convenient for me to buy it on sneakers because I didn't really feel like leaving. I don't really know the situation specifically at this point, but it's extremely hard to win on sneakers, whether that shoe is limited or not. So a lot of people already have a negative connotation when it comes to sneakers because people think it's virtually impossible, which sometimes I feel like it is too. And I feel like I have a good, decent success rate. I've won a decent amount of good stuff on sneakers. But even then, bro, this shoe is literally in stores right now and I can't get it on sneakers. And then, like I said before, there's not a lot of places like cities and states that have just regular Nike stores, and we're not including outlets. So by them cutting out that middleman, it has hurt drastically because honestly it's just harder to do so to sell all their products because you got to think about it, right? They're distributing all of their products around the world. There's a Foot Locker in every city. There's a Champs in every, you know what I'm saying? It's way easier to find a different type of shoe retailer than an actual Nike store. So just because you want to increase your profit margins, bro, you're cutting out the rate that you're selling at. So that was a huge loss to Nike, and they were just too cocky and too greedy. And I think at this point it's even too late, I would say, to even reverse it, right? Like, send back your stock to Foot Locker and stuff, because now we're at a point where, well, these Foot Lockers and Champs aren't getting anything anymore. And so all of the Foot Lockers are starting to shut down. We've already seen Foot Action shut down because no one's going to these stores anymore. So once you cut out the major selling product, no one's going to want to go there anymore. And so now we're resulting to online shopping and things like that. So once you cut out the main product at Foot Locker, we're not going to Foot Locker anymore. So, and like I said, this is news that the average consumer doesn't know about. So they're not going to, if they were to revert back, it's not like everybody will know and things will change, right? So that was a major turning point, and I think that contribute a whole lot to Nike's downfall right now. Second one, and I think this is kind of most obvious, and I guess this kind of transitions into 2025. You feel me, right? Now, every company, they have their hits and misses, right? So I'm not going to blame Nike and Jordan for putting out dumb colorways, but the thing was, right, Nike used to be able to get away with releasing dumb stuff because they'll still release some fire stuff that everybody wanted, right? And so even the garbage stuff is like, if you liked it, you could get it, I guess. But we never really blamed Nike because we knew like, oh, Jordan 11s or the Jordan 4s are going to come out right after. So we'll just get those. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Well, there was definitely a sneaker boom in the years of 2016, I say all the way to 2022, right? Because 2016, I think, actually 2015, because that's when Yeezy started to pop off, right? So 2015, 2016, I think that's when Hype Beast became popular, things like that. So we had that trend. And then Jordan 1s had a fantastic run from like 2016, 2019. Right after that, we had a Dunk run. Right after that, we had a Jordan 4 run. And then we had COVID, we had stimmies. Life was good, especially as a reseller. Life was good, I'll tell you. But this is another way that Nike shot themselves in the foot. They got too greedy. They said, bro, look at all this money that we're making. We can literally release anything and people was buying, especially during those COVID years. And literally, I remember because all the malls shut down because these weren't necessary businesses. So they weren't saying they didn't have to be open. So time the malls open, bro, it didn't matter what release, bro. Everybody was just fiending to buy something because we were locked down from society. You feel me? So we just wanted to feel something, bro. And so Nike took advantage of it, respectfully so. And they were just releasing anything and everybody was buying it, right? Now when them stimmies, when them PPPs went away, Nike didn't catch on and they were still releasing the BS. Bro, we don't got bread like that no more just to be, you know what I'm saying? Because all they're doing, and they're still doing it to this day, just alternating the colorways just slightly, bro, and just slamming it on us, pause. But they're just oversaturating the market with all these trash and pathetic and lazy colorways because they thought that this trend of us just keep on buying sneakers is going to continue forever. And it's not. It shows, right? So it's terrible. And so that was another reason that Nike, because now they're producing all this stuff that nobody's buying. So then they were like, well, since they're not doing this, How about we just give everybody what they wanted, what they were asking for years ago? So if you started to notice, right, we've gotten a lot of older releases that a lot of people have been asking for. Even now, we're getting older models that don't normally release, like Jordan 8s and Jordan 10s and things like that, right? You know why? Because they're like, well, they're not buying the BS, so let's just give them what they wanted years ago, so let's just give them the old retros, right? They realize that that's not going to work either, because now we have New Balance. Now we have Asics. If you haven't watched the unboxing video, go watch it. But we have all these new shoes, and the thing is, right, the world, I feel like, has made a transition into becoming more fit. A lot of people are working out more, so a lot of people are gravitating towards these New Balances, these Asics, because they're comfortable, but they also look good. I cannot tell you probably more than 5 Nike/Jordan shoes that are comfortable, look good, and price affordable, bro. Because all of Nike's quote-unquote comfortable shoes, outside of the few like Maros and things like that, but like shoes that are designed to be comfortable, they're super expensive and they look overly bulky, and nobody wants those, right? So they're getting blown out by the water by companies like Asics and New Balance because, one, they're bringing a new refreshing product to the scene. Nike and Jordan is just releasing all the old stuff, bro. The stuff that we've already got. People are tired of it, bro. So when you have all these not even up and coming, because they've been around too, but they're making these good colorways that are comfortable. So now that's beating everything that Nike and Jordan out the water, because by the simple fact that they're making good shoes that are comfortable. Yes, I love my Jordan 4s to death, but I can't wear them for more than an hour without my feet aching, bro. So yes, I'm gonna start buying Asics because, one, they're trending right now, two, they look good on my feet and I can wear them all day, every day. Compared to my Jordan 4s, I love them to death. It's one of my favorite Jordan silhouettes. I just can't wear them all day, and that's a fact. It literally hurts my foot. So that kind of brings us into 2025. They said, let's just open the vault, bro. Let's just give them everything. We gonna go back. We gonna give them undefeated 4s, bro. Mind you, there's only 72 pairs of undefeated 4s in the world. I think that's the right number, right? It's either 72 or something less than that. I'm not for sure, but it's for sure 100% less than 100 pairs, right? And you're gonna release something like that out of nowhere? It's too late, buddy, because you know why? There's a whole new generation of kids that don't know the history of undefeated 4s. So to them, and these new kids in this generation, and I look at like my little brother who's, he's 19, right? But I put him in that younger generation because he doesn't really know the history of shoes like the undefeated 4s. Even though he's a sneakerhead, I put him on, but he doesn't know history like that. So for people like him who are basically the main consumers in today's society, they think the undefeated 4 is just another regular Jordan 4, which we've had similar colorways that have released and haven't done good. For example, the Craft 4s, or the Sequoia 8s, and then I'm pretty sure there was like a Jordan 6, right, that had the same undefeated color blocking. So what do you think that the Jordan 4 undefeateds are going to do in 2025? Honestly, I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. Me personally, I think they're going to sell out, but I don't think that they're going to be super praised over, right? I don't think they're going to do numbers, but I think that they're going to sell out just for the simple fact that there's only 72 pairs before, right? So Nike is literally shooting themselves in the foot, and they're not focused on anything new, right? I feel like the couple of shoes that I feel personally that can compete with like Asics and New Balance, I feel like they didn't promote it right, and it kind of just like fell under the rug. For example, Von Maros. I think Von Maros, if it was marketed correctly, it should be like it should be huge, bro. Everybody should be crazing over Von Maros, and it's more so of a if you type shoe, which it shouldn't be. It's a very good design. It looks good, and it's so comfortable. I actually love Von Maros. I actually need a pair for myself, but they don't focus on that model enough for me to look at a pair and be like, oh, I need that one, right? There's a couple of good colorways, but just they haven't been focusing on it, so it's like, eh. And then they have another shoe like the Pegasus. I did a review on those. I actually love those, but like I said, and I get a lot of compliments on those. Nobody knows about it. It's another if you type shoe. So why are the two best shoes that are able to compete with your top competitors not being shoved to the public, right? It just doesn't make sense to me. So Nike, they just have to do a whole lot better, and they're literally shooting themselves in their foot, and their own downfall is because of them. Now, there are a handful of other things that I feel like they can't really contribute to. Actually, no. Before I get into one more, there is one more thing that I feel like Nike is shooting themselves in the foot. All right, so the last thing that Nike, I would say, did to shoot themselves in their foot is, bro, all of these lawsuits, bro. I genuinely don't think that it's a good look. Now, some of them are definitely deserving 100%. For example, the Cool Kais. I made a video on that. Honestly, the comments, it was like 50 hate. Oh, I'm hating on another black dude. I'm hating on a young entrepreneur. And then the other half was just like, nah, bro, he just straight up copied Nike, which, again, y'all can either watch that video or let me know in the comment section below. But I feel like some of these lawsuits are deserving, but on the other side, there's other lawsuits where I think it's just Nike showing their true self, their corporate greed, right? For example, Bape. I truly don't think a lawsuit was necessary. I don't know the exact numbers of like when Air Forces came out, when Bapes came out, but I do know that they've both been around for a super long time. And yes, Bapes does basically off of Nike essentially, but it's like everybody easily distinguish a Bapesta from a Nike Air Force. And so with all of these lawsuits, because they also did a lawsuit on the shoe surgeon, which I haven't had time to cover yet, but their main thing with these lawsuits is basically like defamation, and they think that when people see these products, they mistake it for Nike products, so they're buying this instead of Nike because they're thinking the same thing. I truly don't think, even a non-sneakerhead, I really don't think that they think like this, right? And honestly, I think it provides, having people like Ape and then the shoe surgeon, honestly, I think being in the community, I think it brings more positivity and more traction to Nike compared to Ian Bad, because if, let's just say a girl, she sees a Bapesta on TikTok or something, right? Obviously, she's not going to think that that's Nike, but she's going to try and find that Bapesta. Honestly, from a non-sneakerhead standpoint, it's really hard to just find a Bapesta. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to try and go to their local Foot Locker shoe store and try and find something that is most similar to that. They're going to go around all the stores. They're going to be like, hey, they're going to show, because trust me, I worked at Champ, so I know exactly how this goes, bro. They're going to come in the store, they're going to show you a screenshot off of Go and be like, or TikTok, and they'll be like, hey, do you have this shoe? And we just look at them like, no, bro. Foot Locker is not going to get, I've literally had people do that with like Off-Whites and stuff like that. But people don't know, right? And what do these people do? They're like, oh, do you have something? First they say, is there any place in the mall that's going to carry it? And I'm going to say, no, that is a $500, $600 shoe. No store is going to have it unless we do have like a resale store in our mall. And then I'll be like, well, actually, you so might have it, but you're probably going to have to pay $1,000. They're like, oh, no, I'm not going to pay that. And they're like, do you have anything that looks kind of like that? And what are we going to do? We're going to buy them Air Force Ones. Now, bro, they're going to have the box. They're going to see that it says Nike Air Force One, and they're going to rock it. And they're going to just continue to buy those because it's more convenient and it's more cheaper. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that Ape is just a prime example of, bro, they're actually doing good for you, bro. They're actually, I feel like it brings more positive than bad. Same thing with the shoe surgeon, and it's more just so customizers in general, right? Shoe surgeon, his main, I guess, gimmick is that he'll get a product and say he makes a Louis Vuitton Off-White Jordan 1, right? He's going to go to Louis Vuitton, get the bag, and use the materials of the Louis material of the bag and put it on the Jordan 1. And then if it's like an Off-White Jordan 1, he's going to use the same materials from original Off-White Jordan 1, and he makes it together. Now, he does distinguish in his description on his products that he's using real-made products from so-and-so company. So again, I think, and his stuff is expensive, so I think it's in that same situation where we can appreciate that, and we know it's going to be super hard to get that, but that just brings us back to the regular and Nike. And I feel like that should put you on iron sharpens iron. Oh, dang, they're in their bag. Let's get in our bag. So when people do see that high price point, they can come to us and be like, bro, we have something sick and it's only $100. You know what I'm saying? And I just think the lawsuits in general are just a super bad look on Nike, bro. You're supposed to be top dog. Why are you worried about this, bro? It seems like you're just pinching for money. Now, obviously, right, if someone's buying your style, go ahead. Like I said, some of these lawsuits are definitely deserving, but it just feels like they're just trying to get every single dollar that they can, and that is ultimate downfall. That's been the whole thing from this whole video, right? The direct to customer. You're saying that you don't need Foot Locker champs, bro. Low-key, yes you do, right? Yes, you're a big dog, but yes, you need them, right? That's like I don't know how good this analogy might be, right? But I think it's good. I think it's good. So y'all can let me know. LeBron, right? Greatest player. But he's still gonna need his teammates. So for you to say, hey, nah, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. That's like LeBron getting rid of a whole team and not getting anybody in replacement. Bro, you literally can't go 1v5, bro. Yes, you're him, but, bro, you can't do it by yourself, bro. You're going to need that role player. You're going to need that shooter, bro. Yes, you're the best player. Everybody knows that, but it would be dumb if you could say you could just do this all by yourself. And I don't think anybody could do anything in life all by yourself. And that's a bar, bro. That's a lifestyle. And I think I'm in the video on that, bro. Actually, no, I'm not, because we got that's a banger. We dropped the mic right there. But no, that's the last thing that I will say that Nike is shooting themselves in the foot about. But there are a handful of things where they really don't have control over it, and we're just going to quickly recap over it. One is a lot of the stealings that has been going on. There's been so many people that are like tracking to these trucks, right? The shipment trucks, especially in Memphis and in Oregon and Portland, stuff like that. Bro, they're tracking down these shipments and they're just stealing all of them, and then they're going straight to a resale store and just selling them. And that's why you have some of these resale stores getting a lot of good product out of nowhere, right? But that ultimately hurts Nike. You're sending, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number, hundreds of $1,000s worth of products to be supplied, and then you just lost it because of criminals, right? And it's been happening more and more common now. So I think that's crazy, bro. And so, bro, that just hurts. And then also politics, which I'm not going to talk on whatsoever because I don't even want it to turn into that. But no stimmies. We got two different people in saying Republicans, Democrats, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but just know voting one person over the other, it doesn't matter who you like. One of them is gonna change how the economy is, and ultimately that affects Nike, bro. Because at the end of the day, shoes aren't a necessity product when it comes to Jordan and stuff like that, right? You can buy. Obviously, you can go to yes, shoes are important. You're gonna need them. But you can buy cheap alternatives. You don't have to buy Nike, which is like probably the most expensive, just regular shoe on the market. So those are some things that are just killing the market, bro, and killing Nike. And then also market is also another thing, which I guess this falls into Nike on its own because it's just like a domino effect, right? They're putting out, like I said from the beginning, they're putting out these trash colorways. They're being super lazy. They're oversaturating things to try and hope and make us happy, but now you're burning the resale market, right? And that was another thing that they were trying to do. They were trying to basically eliminate resellers because they saw that so many people were complaining about resellers killing the game. And truthfully, resellers make Nike, right? That's not, I wouldn't say make Nike, but they contribute a lot. They 100% contribute a lot, and that could be a whole separate video, right? But they contribute a lot, and for you to step on your toes, bro, Nike, you're gonna make the money regardless if we resell or not, right? But now that the market is trash, bro, you have to also realize, bro, it was because these shoes had a lot of demand, because they were limited, because they had hype, because they were resold. So putting that out in the air, it's human nature for us to want something that we can't have. So when you just oversaturate everything, these shoes feel less and less special, and that's why they're sitting more. See how a lot of people complain about, oh, I wish I could just have the shoe. I miss when shoes would just sit on the shelves. Now they're sitting on the shelves, and what? You're still not buying them. So you're being a hypocrite, bro. There's people just find stuff to complain about, and Nike fell into that trap, and they're doing everything. So now the secondary market is super trash to the point where retailers, they're making more money just dumping off their whole stock from Nike to StockX instead of just selling it in stores because nobody's going to buy it, to the point where they have to discount it. and well, I'll just either just sell it on StockX. I already getting it at a wholesale price, so I'm still gonna make profit regardless. Instead of having to wait on a customer who may or may not ever buy the shoe because the economy is bad, the market is trash, there's no hype, there's no demand. You see where I'm going? It's just a whole domino effect, man. So there's a handful of things that Nike could have controlled because they got that blick and shot themselves right in the foot, bro. And they could have all prevented. But then there's other things where they just couldn't control. But you see these other brands, they're still doing good, right? So let me know what y'all think about this whole thing, man. I just wanted to state the facts, bro, because it's the numbers are showing, the facts are showing. So now I have something to back up my case, which I've been saying for on a handful of my videos, and they just think I'm a dummy. But like I said, let me know what y'all think about that. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace. And also comment, bro, because I'm gonna talk about 2025 with all other shoes, and then any other topics that I briefly talked about throughout the video. Let me know if you want to hear about that, or just anything that you have in general, man. I'm trying to make content for y'all, so give me some recommendations. I'm gonna put out that video. Trust. So peace.